Good morning, children. Today we will continue the next topic of the fourth chapter of economics, food security in India, and the topic we are going to take is food security in India. We will try to understand that how the production of different food grains have improved in India after Green Revolution. In the last video, we studied about a new strategy in agriculture, that was Green Revolution, and how specially it improved the production of wheat and rice and different food grains. So, since the advent of Green Revolution, which took place in the early 1970s, the country has never faced any situation like famine, which we saw that how before independence in around 1934, the province of Bengal faced a severe famine. But after the Green Revolution came in, no such condition of famine occurred even during the adverse weather conditions or during the times of natural calamities also. Famine or starvation like situation never took place because India has improved itself in the field of production. It has become self-sufficient and it produces sufficient amount of food grains that is needed to be consumed by the people of the country. In the last 30 years, India has become self-sufficient in food grains because a variety of crops it's grown in the country itself. We do not have to import things from outside. We are able to produce enough quantity of food grains that is needed by the people. And as the availability of food grains is enough, even when some adverse weather conditions or takes place, so the in such situations also people are having sufficient amount of food that they can consume it during that time. Now through this graph you can see the production of food grains in India. It is given in million tons. Now year wise description is given from 1960 to 2018-19, and you can see that how much production has increased here. 50, 100, 200, 300, this is the production of food grains in million tons. So you can see the graph is rising continuously. The production, which was only 80 million tons in 1960-61, if you see in the year 2000 it has increased to 196, in 2012-13 257, and in the year 2018 and 19 it has increased to 281.37 million tons. So this is because of the new innovations in the field of agriculture, that how the production has increased and how much more production a country is doing, so less hunger or less starvation will persist or prevail in that particular country, and the country will have more appropriate food security system. If a country is producing enough to feed its people, then the country is said to be having a proper food security system. So now we will see that this food security system is designed in a proper way by the government. So this system has two components. Now we will come to this, that the public and the food security system is having two components. First is the buffer stock and second is the public distribution system. Now we will try to understand both these components that comprises the food security system in India. These are the two main pillars of food security system in India, the buffer stock and the public distribution system. Now we will first go through the buffer stock. What actually is buffer stock and how it works. Now, what is buffer stock? First, let us understand the definition. So, buffer stock is the stock of food grains, namely wheat, rice, and some other crops can also be there, which is procured by the government through the Food Corporation of India. Food Corporation is an organization which looks after the buffer stock, the FCI, its short form is FCI. What does it do? The FCI makes stock of the food grains. Okay, FCI is a organization of government only. It is a government run organization and it manages the buffer stock. Now, how does it manages the whole procedure? So, what does FCI do? So, FCI purchases wheat, rice, and other food grains from different farmers in the states and from the farmers who are having surplus production. Okay, from such farmers, FCI buys or purchases wheat and rice, and in return, the farmers are paid a minimum support price. Minimum support price, MSP. Now, what is MSP? MSP is a minimum price that is pre-announced. जब क्रॉप्स को सो किया जाता है उससे पहले ही एक पर्टिकुलर जो अमाउंट है वो गवर्नमेंट अनाउंस कर देती है कि ये क्रॉप के लिए ये अमाउंट, ये क्रॉप के लिए ये अमाउंट, ये क्रॉप के लिए ये अमाउंट. इस तरीके से एक पर्टिकुलर सारा अनाउंसमेंट पहले से हो जाता है कि कौन सी क्रॉप के लिए कितना अमाउंट पे किया जाएगा. सो दैट इज़ द मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस जो गवर्नमेंट पे करेगी. उसके बाद जब पूरा प्रोडक्शन हो गया, सारी चीज़ें प्रोड्यूस होके रेडी हो गई फूड ग्रेन्स, उसके बाद जो सरप्लस अमाउंट फार्मर्स के पास बचा उसको क्या करेगी गवर्नमेंट, उस फार्मर्स से वो सारी चीज़ें खरीद लेगी ऑन दैट मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस जो उन्होंने पहले से डिक्लेयर कर दी थी, पहले से अनाउंस कर दी थी. तो FCI ने क्या किया, वीट, राइस और दूसरी फूड ग्रेन्स को परचेज किया फ्रॉम द फार्मर्स and in return what did the government gave them? It gave a minimum support price. It is now this minimum support price MSP is declared by the government every year. Okay, it is not the same every year. It can vary or fluctuate from year to year depending on the production of the crop. So it is declared by the government every year before the sowing season in order to provide incentives to farmers and for raising the production of these crops. जैसे पहले से अनाउंस कर दिया तो जिन क्रॉप्स के लिए ज़्यादा वैल्यू गवर्नमेंट पे कर रही है तो फार्मर्स विल ग्रो मोर दैट पर्टिकुलर क्रॉप. ओके, सो वो पर्टिकुलर MSP हर ईयर डिसाइड हो जाती है और जब वो फार्मर्स से ख़रीदते हैं उसके बदले में उनको एक MSP पे कर देते हैं. नाउ दैट पर्टिकुलर परचेस्ड फूड is stored in the granaries. Granaries are big storages where food grains and crops are stored. So these are stored in the granaries. Now, why does this government maintains this buffer stock? What is the need of buffer stock? Okay, that they are purchasing the food grains and they are storing in a granary. So why does the government is doing this? So this is done in order to distribute the food grains in such areas where some crisis has took place or some natural disaster has occurred, or among the poorer sections of the society who are unable to afford the food grains. Sometimes the people have to sleep hungry. So in order to keep a check that no one in our country sleeps hungry or does not get anything to eat, or in the areas where some calamity has occurred, so at such places food is required. So if a government is maintaining a buffer stock, then how does this buffer stock can help? So from that particular stock government can take out the food grains and it can distribute among the people who are in need. And this food grains from the buffer stock is distributed at such price which is lower than the market price, and this particular price at which this food grains from the stock is given is known as issue price. Issue price means that particular price in which the food grains from the buffer stock are distributed among the people. Now, this buffer stock can also help to resolve the problem of food shortage. Okay, and as I told you that people does not get the food they could not afford, or the food is beyond their reach, so it solves this problem of shortage of food among the poor sections and shortage of food when some adverse weather condition or some calamity takes place. So that is why buffer stock is required. So I hope this buffer stock is clear to you people, that why first what is buffer stock, then next what is a minimum support price, and then why this buffer stock is important for the country or for the sections of the society who are in need.